Hi Year 5. This week in maths you're going to be looking at some fractions, so I thought that I'd just give you a bit of a recap on some of the things we've looked at this year, so they might help you when you're getting on with your work later this week. So here you can see I have my fraction. This fraction is 1/4, and it's really important we remember what a fraction is. So our denominator tells us how many equal parts a whole amount has been split into. So I've got my bar here, and I'm going to split it into 4 equal parts. And my numerator tells me how many of those parts I need to shade in. So I'm shading in 1 out of my 4 parts, and I have now shown 1/4. This is what we call a proper fraction. So it's how we normally expect to see it. The numerator is smaller than the denominator, and it looks pretty normal, looks like a proper fraction. I also wanted to show you this idea that we know about 4/4. So again, I'm going to go through the same method. The denominator tells me how many parts I split my whole into, and that is 4 equal parts. That's what the denominator tells me. And my numerator tells me how many of those parts I am looking at. So I'm actually looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, hopefully you've also noticed that I've shaded in the whole bar. So this is telling me that 4/4 is the same as 1 whole. And that's pretty useful to know. Now next, I want us to look at this fraction here. Now this is what we call an improper fraction. Now you might remember from class, it's improper because it doesn't look quite right. We're used to seeing the numerator being a smaller number than the denominator, but that's not the case here. We've got 7/4. Now we're going to have a look at what that looks like. So again, my denominator tells me how many equal parts I need to split my bar into. So I draw a bar and I'm going to split it into 4 equal parts, or as equal as I can do them without having squared paper. Now, I need to shade in 7 parts. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't shade in anymore. So again, I need to now draw another bar. But again, it's always the denominator tells you how many equal parts you split it into. So I split that into 4 equal parts, and I can carry on. I've got 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is how we get the fraction 7/4. You can see that visually here. Now we're going to look at this here, which is what we call a mixed number. Now the reason we call it that is because we have a whole number, a whole amount, and a fraction as well. So I'm going to show you this now. Again, the denominator always tells you how many equal parts you split your bar into. So again, 4 equal parts. And I've got 1 whole. And as we looked at before, 1 whole would look like this. You shade in 1 whole bar. And I've also got 3/4. So again, split up your bar into 4 equal parts and shade in 1, 2, 3 to show 3/4. So mixed numbers and improper fractions are 2 different ways that you can show an amount that is more than 1. Okay guys, I hope that has been really helpful. If you have any questions, please email in and we will help you out there. Good luck.